Hello everyone and welcome to My Hobby Home. My name is Cathy. Thank you so much for joining me today. We are going to be doing a little chit-chatty Saturday sew-along today. So guys, thank you for joining me. I hope you guys are ready to sew. We're working on our color burst through. This is the pattern here that we are working on. And guys, as always, I got a little kitty cat at my feet. Not my normal one, not Oscar. This is my old man. He is wanting attention. But let's get right on into sewing this. We have this is our center block of our squares. So what we are going to be doing is, let's see, I have some of them with the light. What we're going to be doing first is we are on step number 6. And this is diagram 4. And what we are going to be doing is sewing a medium print and a dark print to make unit B. The unit should be, it tells the size. And we're going to make 4 B units total. So that's per block. So per block, we will be making 4 of these. First thing we're going to do is get these sewn. So we will do 4. So we will be doing the medium and the dark. So this is my light. And all we are doing is sewing a medium and a light together. A medium and a dark together. So each of your stacks of fabric, you have a light, a medium, and a dark. 5 of them, I believe, we're going to be using this grunge gray. And 5, we will be using the white. But first thing we're going to do is medium and lights. And what I'll do is sew them all together and then clip the light to them. I will need to get my iron ready to go. So we are just going to start sewing our medium and darks together. Now on the pressing instructions, it just shows pressing them open. And y'all know I don't like to press open, but I may have to this time just to be on the safe side. Oops, I forgot to put my feed dogs back up, or raise my feet back up, because I had my machine serviced and I forgot to do this, or I serviced my machine. That makes a big difference when you have your dual control foot down on the Bernina. So I hope everyone is having a fabulous Saturday. Let's see, what do we have going on here? It is currently the Friday night before this is released. So it is May the 2nd. Tomorrow is my baby child's birthday. He will be 23 years old. I'm so excited for him. I haven't talked to him. We've had a lot going on this week, and I know his wife is trying to plan something for his birthday tomorrow. I don't know how that's going to work, but we will see. I am going to do only the ones that is using the gray as the light color. That way I don't have to worry about mixing it up with the ones that's using the white. So now here is our dark and our light. And friends, I do have the video yesterday for the Nantucket summer bags that I am making for charity. That video, all of my videos right now, any super chats that I receive will go directly to purchasing items for the charity bags. whether it be supplies to stuff the bags or supplies to make the bags. All of that will be going to that. Also, whatever I make off of that video before the end of the year. I'm going to say before the end of the year because that video may make a little bit after the end of the year. But before the end of the year, well, actually it doesn't matter because just about anything that I make right now is going to these bags. But I will cut it off at the end of the year for that, so. But we are going to just keep on making this. It's called Unit B. And I hope you guys can see everything. Oops. I do need to change something here. Let's change my settings here for my light. I did realize that y'all like to be able to see what I'm doing, but I am not able to do this without light on my side. So I will cut the light out down here, but I will have a light above it where I can see. Now we are putting right sides together on these. I may need to move my light around just a little bit. But we will be sewing for an hour today also. Now, of course, you won't get an hour of video, but that's okay. Any sewing time is better than no sewing time. But right now, once again, we're doing our dark and medium colors. Sewing everything at that 1/4 of an inch. And I have had a very productive week when it comes. I say productive week. Some of the things I did over the weekend because, well, one of them I did Monday. Maybe it wasn't a productive week because this week, guys, I've been having vertigo again. It started Monday night, which is crazy. It started on Monday night, but Monday night I had recorded and until about 10 o'clock I had the video ready and I was getting it uploaded. I had sewn a friend's baby's receiving blanket, and y'all, those are so easy to make. It's a self-binding. Check out the video. You can make it any size. It does not have to be a baby blanket. Oh my goodness, guys, it's got me wanting to find some 108 flannel to make a large one. It was so nice to make, so easy to make, so nice. And I seriously thought about making my son one for his birthday, but I have not made it, and it's not going to happen before tomorrow, or today. When y'all see this, today is going to be his birthday when y'all see this. But I am really hoping to get a lot done with this tonight or this morning. I say tonight, so guys, it is evening time here. It's 8 o'clock Friday night, May the 2nd, and I am sewing with you guys. We have rain in. We had storms earlier today, which hindered a lot of sewing because I was not about to sew while I had all that lightning smacking down on me. Nope, not doing it. But I hope everyone's weather is agreeable right now. I know we're supposed to get rain the rest of the weekend, but I don't think it's supposed to be too bad. It's in the upper 60s here right now. So as long as it's not 70 degrees or warmer, when we have these things roll through, I don't worry about it. But when it's 70 or warmer, I worry. I worry about tornadoes because that is no fun. And being that today is going to be a sewing day again, I would really like to get my Saturday is going to be hopefully a full sewing day until evening time when I meet up with my son and daughter-in-law for his birthday. I just have a good mind to tell him to come on down here. I'll get his cake for him because he likes a triple layer fudge cake. Well, it's not a triple layer. It's a triple chocolate bundt cake is what it is that he really likes. So, thinking about calling my daughter-in-law after I finish sewing and just asking her if they could come, because where we live, we have a pizza place that he really, really likes. It's kind of a South thing. It's hard to get it in other states. I know there's some in Mississippi. I think there's some in southern Arkansas, but it's called Johnny's Pizza. Their pizza's delicious. It's something about the sauce is really good. And if y'all are interested in knowing about that story, the guy's name was Johnny Huntsman. And he went somewhere and had pizza and really, he wanted some of it. So he researched it, learned how to make it. And he opened his own pizzeria up. And it's called Johnny's Pizza House. And it is, we love Johnny's Pizza. They have one called Sweep the Kitchen that's got everything on it. Okay, guys, I am going to press these and then put them back with their light color, and then I will sew the rest of them and put them with the whites. Okay, I have the other stack that I'm using with the gray. I have that stack already pressed. I am pressing everything to the dark. It says press open, so you may want to press open. I don't ever want to press open. I have looked at the pattern, and it does look like the darks will be on opposite sides of one another. So this should make them nest if I press to the darks. So I am just going to keep on sewing the dark and the medium together until I am finished with all of them. And then we will add the light colored blocks on each end of the set. And don't forget, in our Facebook group, you can put your pictures under the featured post. You will find a post about this sew along. Make sure to be putting your photos in there. I'm bad about remembering to do that myself. But I am hoping after I get this sewn, I can at least get one block done to put up there, but I am thinking it is probably going to take me the full hour just to get these sewn together. I hope not. I hope not. But it very well may, because I would like to start assembling. And even if I'm not on the block, maybe I can get to adding the light colors on there. But it looks like it is going to take me the full hour just to get my dark and mediums sewn together. But we're going to shoot for the stars. That's what we're doing today. My machine is acting like it is about to run out of bobbin, but I just cleaned my machine and checked my bobbin. I'm wondering if I messed something up in there. I did notice I had a spring, a little bitty tiny spring, come out of the automatic thread cutter area when I was cleaning it, and I don't know how that would happen, but the spring that I can see is still in there. So I don't know where this other spring came from. I don't know. It's no telling. And we've got 2 more sets of blocks here to be putting together. And then we will have them all done. And I hope you are able to see on my sewing machine now, since I have cut my light out. I'm hoping you're able to see that. I have moved one of my lights further back also, hoping you can see the back of my machine a lot better, because that's where everything is coming out at. Hoping you can see that. I hope to be getting some embroidery done. I've got to pull my calendar out. I've got to get back down to scheduling in my calendar what I'm going to be sewing, what day. As of right now, I'm trying to get everything done on the weekend, hence same outfit for the one you saw last night, and that's because I'm sewing them in the same day. And I was telling you about the charity bags. I do have an Amazon wish list. I was just going to use my links. I am an Amazon affiliate. Anytime you order through one of my links, you don't have to order that exact product. But anytime you order through one of my links, I do make a small commission off of that product. And it does help, it's not a lot. But it does help fund projects that I have going on. And right now it would help fund doing the charity bags. But I do, like I said, I do have a wish list out there. So if you just want to purchase off the wish list and it will come directly to me, that's fine. If you'd like to purchase through an Amazon affiliate link and then just put my address in there, that is fine. I know the easier thing to do would be to use the wish list. I wish I could have a store, but I tried to set up an Amazon store and they told me no. I think what it was, I tried to set it up when I didn't have a lot of subscribers, but I don't see why that matters, because you could have 10,000 subscribers and not a single one buy anything at all. But you can have 500 and they shop Amazon every day, because I know I do. I am an Amazonaholic. I need AA. It has gotten better with the current situation that's looming. I've been better. I think I got my last package that I had ordered before I found out this was going on. And if y'all aren't aware, if you're new and aren't aware, you can watch a previous video and it's all out there. Just a quick synopsis of it. I work for the state of Louisiana, and currently the state of Louisiana, the area I work for, is going through budget cuts and possible layoffs. If it happens, it happens. I've gone through it one time before at another state department, and it took me 3 months to get another position, but it was also within the state. That's a good thing. If you are already with the state, I am civil service, it is easier to get in to another position. But my job is possibly going to be done away with technically. So, okay, I'm going to press the second set of blocks and be right back. Okay, now I have all of my dark and dark and medium squares done. Now this tells me repeat steps 1 to 7 to make 5 light print blocks, and then I'll make 4 white blocks. So these are my white blocks. I'm going to lay them over to the side, and I'm just going to use the diagram because the written instructions confuse me. And it should not confuse me. Pretty much what I should do is take a light block and sew on the edge of two of my pieces, because 2 of them are not going to have a light block on it. Now, me using grunge, so what I'm going to do is just start sewing the blocks on here. And I believe what it is, the written instructions show you how to do 1 block at a time. And we're not doing 1 block at a time. We're doing all the blocks at a time. So what I'll do is I will just sew 2 of each color, and then I will just put the other 2 aside. Like these 2 I can set aside. Now I could actually, I'm only doing the ones that are using the grunge. I could actually just start sorting my blocks, my center block with these, but let's just get through sewing these on first, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew these first, and then I'm just going to come back around, and once I get all of these done, I will then sew the second light block onto the other end, because we're going to have 1 on each end, and I will press all of these, I'm guessing, to the dark. I need to look and see how these blocks come together, and that will help me decide, because what I may have to do is on the light, press them one way, and on the whites, press the other way. So like press to the gray to the grunge on these, and then maybe press to the dark or the print on the whites. I don't know yet. We will have to see how that turns out. But I'm going to try to get all of the light and whites done today, which I know I can do that. Just one step closer to assembling our block. This is going to be the first and third row of our block. And I think doing it sort of like this, chain sewing, like repetitive pieces all at the same time, is actually a little quicker. And I know, guys, we're going into what, week 5 now doing this. We're into May, the first Saturday of May doing this, but hey, we're only sewing an hour a week at this. So this is good, easy sewing. And it's actually, if we could just sit down and sew, I bet this is a quilt we could get done in a weekend. Very easily done in a weekend. Because I think we even cut fabric together, didn't we? Maybe. I can't remember if we did. But even if we didn't, so far we only have... I'm going to say I sew about an hour and a half, but I try to actually sew about an hour. But if I'm close to finishing like a step, I'll go on and finish it. So let's just say we've sewed an hour and a half each Saturday so far. That means we've done 6 hours. So that'll be 7.5 counting today if I do an hour and a half. Okay, so that is all of the ones using the grunge. So what I am going to do, I am still going to go on and trim these apart because I do not like having them all still attached while I'm trying to sew them. I just don't like that. It creates a mess for me. If it's attached to me, that means it's done. So now what we are doing is just taking these that we've just completed and we're flipping it over and sewing that light color on the other side. We are just going to, and I'm noticing, guys, that when I cut my fabric, I didn't cut all of my selvage off. And it got up in part of my cutting. But that's okay. It should get caught up in that 1/4 inch. And if not, it don't really matter. I'm just checking to make sure I don't have any selvage there that I need to catch up in a... Either way it goes, it doesn't matter what side it's on. It's going to catch up in a seam allowance there somewhere. And I have all my grunge little squares sitting right here below my machine table. And Miss Sheila, if you are listening to this, I need to come see you guys. Feels like it's been forever. I know I haven't been since Easter weekend. I think actually before that, I think that's when I dropped Preppy Quilt. And I think y'all were getting, or Ava was getting ready to go to Branson that weekend. I think that's the last time I saw you guys. I need to get in there. But I've got a lot of sewing to do and I got a lot of fabric right now. So I'm not, but I do need to get the stuff to make borders for this quilt. And I think y'all have some of that line. Some of this line still there. But even if not, I'm pretty certain y'all have some Leela Boutique that will... Or Leela Boutique. I think that's what this... I believe this is Love Struck by Leela Boutique. But I do need to figure out what what I'm going to do for borders, because I do want to put borders on it because I want it a little bigger. But it looks like this weekend, this Saturday sew along, what we're getting done is just creating our B unit with our dark and our medium, and then putting our light and white on the edges on both sides of those. Now, I have a feeling that this is going to be a little bit longer than a 30-minute video for you guys today. But I hope you stay until the end. So now what we have to do is get our other stack that's going to have whites. And what I'll have to do is take 2 off and move over, because I have my white squares over here too. So what I'll do is just take my white and attach. So I'm hoping I can get all of my whites attached, because I have been sewing just a little over an hour now. But I'm thinking it won't take too long to get the 2 whites added, because I believe it's only 4 blocks, so it's only 8 pieces. So I'm thinking this one won't take long at all. Guys, if you are sewing along with me, what have you thought about this pattern? Is this something that you have enjoyed? I do have some other patterns that I am looking at for our next sew along, but I have some that are paid for patterns that I really want to get done. I have 6 over here, and I have 2 on the shelf and 2. Well, this one over here is 3-yard quilts and baby quilts. So those aren't really, pressing, but I have some quilts that I have about 8 quilts that I have kitted up that I want to get to. And I have some others that have come in that I want to get to. So I probably have about 10 quilts kitted up right now that I want to do. I'm kind of thinking maybe we should just come together and just sew. Not necessarily on the same quilt, but if you want to, we can. I will tell you what I will be working on. I know once I get this one done, I do have the Battenberg quilt kit. I will be working on that one. So I will be working on that Battenberg quilt kit very likely next. And I know I had mentioned embroidery earlier. Guys, I thought I had canceled my Me Time Delivered. And when I went to my browser and my open pages, I showed I didn't submit it. I had it clicked, but I did not submit it somehow. So I paid for another Me Time Delivered on the 1st because it automatically comes out on the 1st. So we will see one more of those. But I keep forgetting to call or email Vicky about the Creative Notions box. But that one is a big chunk of change that I am going to have to stop. Because that box was shipping and everything. And I know it's only every other month. And I could do it every month and it would be cheaper. But it's like $87 every 2 months. And I really need to keep that money in my budget right now to put it towards other things. Or to put it in savings for the possibility of me not having a position. Now, I'm sure what's going to happen is it's a possibility that I may be moved to another unit, like our headquarters, which is in another town, which I don't like working over there, but I will. If I have to, I will. And that'll be fine. I will definitely miss being close to home. If I have to go to our headquarters, guys, there's a quilt shop not 15 minutes from where I would be working. So that, and it's one that I didn't even know about. It's not very far from my house even. It's like 15 minutes from my house. It's actually closer than the one that I go to in Mangham. But I love the one in Mangham. But I would love to go to that quilt shop again. And if I'm working closer over there to it, I might be able to do a quick lunch run, grab me a quick something to eat. And when I say something quick to eat, maybe some kind of shake or something, like a lunch shake. That would be nice. But I don't want to do that because right now, where I work, I'm 15 minutes from Miss Ava and Miss Sheila and them. And like I said, that's where I carry my quilts to be quilted. But whatever happens, happens. And I'm just, paying a little attention to what I have coming out. But we're just going to see what happens. I have to keep looking at the positives on all of this. If I get moved to another location, I'm closer to a different quilt shop. Not that I can't go see Miss Ava and Miss Sheila on Friday or Saturday anyway, because that's probably what I do that normally. When I'm off on Fridays, I normally go over there. But if I get moved to another location, I may not be off on Fridays anymore. And I will greatly miss that. But you know what? I will then be working 8-hour days, 5 days a week. And that would mean I don't have to be at work at 6 a.m. in the morning. That will be a good change for me. Because we went to 10-hour days at work when the pandemic hit, because we would have half of the crew there 2 days and the other half there the other 2 days. And me, I would just go in. At first, I would work on Fridays when nobody was there, but I was still working the 5/8s. And then they told me I had to do the 4/10s. Which I didn't mind the 5/8s on Fridays when nobody was there, because I could get all of my filing done without the phone ringing and without my guys needing anything. I could cut my music on and get my 8 hours done, and it was fun. I don't know. I'm having to look at this like an adventure, y'all. Am I worried about it? Absolutely. Am I scared of what's going to happen? Absolutely, because I love to work. And I love my job. I really do. And if you've watched my channel for any length of time, you know that. You know I love my job. Even when we have storms and I have to go in at midnight, I still love my job. And when I say storms, I mean snow and ice, because I don't like just tornadoes and stuff. No, I'm not going in. Only if it's like snow and ice or something that I think we might have gone in one time for hurricane. I don't know. But normally it's just snow and ice that we get called in. And the main thing of that is to keep the bridges from icing over. But okay, here we are. We've got these done now. And I will need to press these out. But I think what I'm going to do now is we are going to call this. But I want to be able to show you what I've got done. I've got my top and bottom row done. I will press these out off camera. But I do want to show you what we've got done. This is going to be a top or bottom row. This has the white block. This is another white block. And when I say white block, that's that corner piece. And this is a top and bottom row with the gray. So, friends, we are getting close. I was sure hoping we'd be closer today than we are. But we've got our rows technically assembled. All we need to do now is take our 2 pieces, our dark and our medium, and assemble them to these to make our center row. But our top and bottom rows are done. We just have our center row. We'll do those next Saturday. I hope you guys come along with me. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not yet. If you are interested in joining this sew-along, like I said, this is a quilt that can probably be done in a weekend. I will have the link down in the description for the pattern. It is called the Color Burst Throw. It has been very easy. I am mainly following the diagram. I'm using the directions, but mainly following this diagram. And it's making it really simple. But leave a comment. Tell me what you think. If you would like to join in on this one or the next sew-along that I do. Like I said, I do have some quilts that I want to get started that I have not yet. They are paid for patterns. I believe the next one is going to be the Battenberg quilt kit that I received from Fat Quarter Shop. I will show that to you when we start to do it. It is a Jolly Bar pattern is what it is. So that one is going to be fun to do. It is a patriotic quilt, and that'll be just in time for 4th of July. So guys, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate each and every one of you taking time out of your busy day to come and watch and see what I have going on. And as always, until I see you again, I hope you have a very blessed day. Bye guys.